thing. I'm coming through, nigga, a wrecking ball. And then if you go back to that after that, man, that's not on me.
That's you. That's on you.
I think with her, of course, it was money involved. I also believe that black women that deal with white dudes like that don't like us anyway. So it's very unfortunate. She didn't deserve it. It wasn't on her. It's not her thing. But to try to tie that back to, a whole community and race of men, it's some wild shit. Because we don't do that with nobody else. We don't do that with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? A nigga hop on a white girl, they ain't like white men don't protect white women. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and do our Black Business Minute. And I know, Sam, you probably don't know what the Black Business Minute is too well, but it's basically where we kind of take a spot in the show and shout out, a black business, regardless of where they're physically at. We just shouting out black businesses, putting people on, let them know about them and whatnot, how to find them, what services they offer and things like that. So this week we have a new one. It's actually COBA. They're teaching financial literacy. They have a few different things, but it's two young ladies. They're basically checking out how to help people build financial stability. They have a podcast every Monday on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, and they have a YouTube as well. And you can go to their website, find out a little bit more about what they're actually doing. And their website is cobamoney.com. The Instagram is just COBAcast. Then on Twitter, they have cobamoney. And I've been listening to them. I checked them out. And they actually, it's like, they kind of meet you where you're at. So you know exactly what's going on. And it's actually really good for a lot of people who are just kind of having trouble, paying bills day to day sometimes. They talk about just everyday, kind of struggle that everybody kind of goes through with paying bills, working on your SMART goals, things like that. So check out COBAcast, and they will have all the financial information that you're looking for on that. And I know, Sam, you got to get ready to get up out of here in a little bit. So actually, yeah, you said you got to go at 8, right? Okay. But
yeah, I got to get back into his birthday and get my son to his mama's house.
Well, yeah, appreciate you, stopping in, man. Everybody.
No, it's love, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm looking forward to building and creating some content, man.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And so what time you doing the party tonight?
10 p.m.
Okay.
10
You
p.m.
posting the link and everything?
I'm about to throw the link in the chat right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me do that real quick.
So I'll share the link too on the page so everybody can join into that one, and that way y'all can kind of see, because he had one yesterday before it got shut down. So if y'all want to join a
Hey, the fire marshal showed up like it was one of my real parties, nigga.
hey. Oh, okay.
Sam to figure it out on the internet. Let's go, nigga. Let's get ready. They banned me in 289 countries, fam. I said, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I just said that to you. Hey, but no, man. Look forward, man. Proud of y'all. This is dope to get it to 50 episodes, man. That's a beautiful thing. That just shows consistency and commitment, man. Because shit, a lot of niggas get through 3, 4, man, and they done. So the fact that you made it to 50, man, just hope and pray, man, that the next 50 is bigger and better, my G's.
Thanks,
so I'm gonna tap in with y'all, man. Y'all be good, man. Be safe.
Man.
All right, bro.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. So back to the Treacherous 3. The next topic we were going to be looking over was accountability. Now, Troy, this is one that you kind of brought up as a speaking point. So what specifically about accountability do you want to kind of touch on?
I think just accountabilities in all facets of life, but primarily with ships. So whether it's relationships, friendships, family ships, just being accountable, and that doesn't mean that, that you're going to be perfect, but it's just being accountable for whatever the situation may, turn out to be, whether it's, you and your homeboy agree to, meet up somewhere or something, and then, and link up, and then it comes down to it. And then he's a no call, no show. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, you could have just sent me a text like, oh, I ain't gonna make it, or could let me know earlier that day. You know what I mean? So I could like, maybe would have made other plans and blah blah. Just simply being accountable.
Ooh,
You know what I mean? Like I
you
was.
bringing this up. I like you bringing this up.
Why you say that?
Why? So how many? Okay, so check this out. We started out with how many members?
I don't know. It's just your argument.
What was it, like
no,
what was it, like
like
6?
7, I think.
6, 7? We are down to 3. We were down to 2. Now we've already talked about this on podcast, how like we tell y'all, like, if y'all can't show up, just send a simple text, but like everybody just like be like,
let me cut you off because I'm not gonna turn this into like a little mini argument or anything, but
no, I'm just stating facts. I
know, but listen,
I'm not talking about just you. I'm not talking about you.
I always communicated though when I wasn't going to be there. Y'all just told me that I was going too much.
Nigga, nobody never knew when you was in town though. That's just it.
No, I told y'all. But anyways, but that's beside the point. Just like I was just saying, and overall, like whether but like it really does come down to a lot of communication. You know what I mean? Just being accountable. You know what I mean? Whether it's you being I'm not a parent, but like being fathers, being a mother, being a grandmother. You know what I mean?
No, but I was just saying that's why I felt like where we was falling short on this podcast was people weren't being held accountable. Like they was trying to be held accountable for their actions. They're like, well, this and this, and it's just like, all right, well, okay, like I get that, bro, but you can't, like you just said, you can't send a simple text. It takes literally 5 to 10 seconds to send a text like, hey, bro, something came up, won't be there, boom, or hey, I got this, boom. But we didn't get that from a lot of people, and that's why I feel like like a lot of people just didn't want to take accountability for it. Yeah, and I know I expressed myself to E about it, and I'm just like, E, like bro, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because I was scared that fucking the podcast is going in. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't already put so much work into it, and we all agreed as a group, but yet nobody's showing up. Nobody's giving out topics and stuff. That just sucked.
I feel like just as a people, you know what I mean? Or just as like a black man brotherhood, like if because we complain a lot about what the fuck is like going on and shit, but it's like, when do we hold each other accountable? You know what I mean? And when do we actually personally become accountable as far as, being a good brother to your fellow black man, vice versa, you know what I mean? And etc. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like that whole concept of just showing up is half the battle. You know what I mean? I feel like being accountable too is just half the battle. You know what I mean? You've already pretty much there. You know what I mean? Everything else would typically play out, for itself or within itself. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
What comes to your mind when you think about the word accountable or being accountability?
So I kind of think like along the same lines you was talking about is basically because like kind of Thomas kind of mentioned, it's like, yeah, we started with a bunch of people, everything was cool when we first started, but like when I think of like being held accountable or accountability in general, is just being a man of your word. Like Thomas from day one, for the most part, and Troy, you did too, because like for the most part, like, okay, we was gonna meet up at a certain place, we was gonna go do certain topics or whatever. Y'all would at least communicate and let me know. Y'all would show up and stuff like that. And so when I lost like faith in other people was basically when, they would say, they would just like, you would say you would do something like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna show up, oh, I got this, we engaging in conversation and stuff like that. But I mean, it's one thing to cancel, like a day before, or like, way before the show starts, but you can't be doing that kind of stuff when it comes to, an hour before the show starts. If you ain't got, I don't know what everybody's schedules is, because, most of it, well, me and Thomas, we got kids, and so, we have a different, level of responsibility. But, I'm not saying just because, we have kids, we have more, and we physically do. But at the same time, if you're not doing anything, just take a few seconds. Don't let us know. Reach out. Be like, hey, I got something that came up. Oh, I'm gonna be out of town. All right, cool. That's whatever. We can deal with it. We can figure out a workaround. So basically, being accountable to me has always been, just following through. All you
Right.
gotta do with me is just follow through. Like I don't care like what you got going on. I'm not saying you should necessarily treat this as like a job or anything, but at the same time, it's like we started this together as a group because one, we know
As
each other,
brothers, bro.
and we got a good we vibe together. So it's like the same thing happens like you were saying earlier, Troy. If we was gonna meet up and everybody like in the group chat was like, yo, we gonna meet up here at this time, y'all. Everybody going, everybody's like, yeah. And then 5-10 minutes later, you don't hear nothing from like one person. We all outside waiting, texting, calling. Bro, where you at? Where you at? And then like 10 minutes after the fact, you're like, oh, I can't make it. Something came up. Like, I'm not asking you to explain yourself, but I
Yeah.
mean, be accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
You're all grown men. Like, be accountable for your actions and just say something. A quick
We
call. You
ain't in
can
high
text one.
school no more.
Yeah.
It's like you said, be a man of your word. That's pretty much it.
All right. And damn, I lost my thought. Never mind. Lost my thought.
Troy, see
Lost my thought.
the first thing to go is your mom when you get older, bro. I'm my cousin, man.
What you mean?
Oh, you
Okay, so
old man.
I got a question for y'all. So
Mhm.
as far as like with accountability, if if you lose accountability, like your trustworthiness with other people, can you get that back?
Yeah, I think you
Um,
can. I believe in giving people chances, like chances to redeem themselves.
But how
What
many?
about, huh?
Like how many though?
It depends on who you are.
two,
It really depends. It depends
two.
on where you are and whatnot. You said two, Troy.
Yeah, two, because that's the whole saying, fool
Oh,
me
fool me
once.
once, shame on
Yeah, fool me
me. Fool
twice,
me
because then
twice.
three's a habit. Like if you do something 3 times, then that's just your makeup. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but some people can break habits.
I mean, but how like yes, a waste of time after a certain amount of time. Just like yeah, like but they got to break their habit, just like they got to become accountable. You can only
No,
do so
yeah,
much
facts. That's facts.
as being on the opposite end of that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was watching Judge Mathis earlier. Actually, it's hilarious because this chick, she brought her ex boyfriend to court because she had lending him some money, because to help him get out of a rut and some other stuff. I can't fully remember exactly the specifics of it, but obviously when he got caught texting another chick, she got mad, and then she wanted her money back, and so the Judge Mathis, asked her, why didn't you give him another chance? And her reply was because he went and sat down for like 9.5 years in the state pen for selling drugs. And she was like, well, when I got in trouble for selling drugs, they didn't give me no second chance. I had to go and do my 9.5 years, and I'm a better person because of it. So sometimes you got to cut people off, and hopefully they learn from that shit. Or if not, they just gonna keep repeating the same shit over. So it's just
Okay.
like, like you said, we're all grown ass men. You know, you got to be accountable. And even if you fuck up, be accountable for fucking up. Like, it's cool. Like,
No, facts. You
yeah,
gotta be accountable for your fuck
yeah,
ups because if you're not, that's just you proving that you're a piece of shit.
pretty
Like,
much.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it
Like, yeah,
does.
like, where do you draw the line as far as like, your humility? In a sense, it's like, all right, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
it just spans across a lot of different ships in life. You know what I mean? Whether it's friendships, whether you're podcast ships, you know what I mean? Being accountable as a member of a basketball team or a football team, you be accountable for playing your role in your position and being the best as you can for the overall good of the team, and that's to win or to progress. So
So
yeah,
I got
Accountability.
another question for y'all. Um, does your dependability tie into being accountable?
definitely, definitely. Being dependable, you can depend on somebody. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like they're pretty much the same thing in a sense. Like just the word I'm looking coming up in my mind. I'm like dissecting the actual word itself, and I feel like one of the main words is able. Dependable. You know what I mean? And account to.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just breaking down the word. You know what I mean? Like, and
First
so
word.
yeah, like. So like
that makes sense. Yeah.
You're able to depend on somebody, and accountability is like that person being able to be accountable. You know what I mean? You're able to account for themselves, or So yeah, definitely.
What you got, Thomas? Like you had something.
No, man, he pretty much said everything. I was like, yeah. Okay, I was going. All right, yeah, Troy got it. He got it. You got it.
It's like as a son, can you depend on your dad, or is your dad accountable? You know what I mean? And even if he don't come and swoop you up, is he gonna is he gonna show like, damn, my bad, son, I should have came and picked you last night. I should have communicated with that with you. My bad. And it's just for like if you're you don't live with your father, so it's just you're even with your job, it's like you gotta be, or else your ass gonna get fired. And I mean, your job typically gives you, depending on how you know how severe the circumstances are, they'll give you literally three chances usually.
3 chances.
Yeah. Or if it's like something crazy, then it's probably gonna be one and done, or two and done. So
it depends on what it is.
Yeah, exactly. The severity.
Yep.
Or like you on or on some bar shit, you on a club or a bar, and like something pops off at the bar, then the bar owner's gonna either hold you, or the city's gonna hold you accountable. You know what I mean? Like as far as like if somebody gets shot outside your shit or something, they gonna hold you accountable of like, okay, well, how can you deter this from happening again? Whether it's having a dress code, or having only playing certain music. You know what I mean? Blah blah. Obviously, we see that, and then we venture off. It's like, oh, they're being prejudice, blah blah. But I mean, I get it too from both ends. Like you got to be accountable. You know what I mean? Like because I work in insurance, so there's liability that ties in with insurance and shit. So like these owners, these establishments have liability. When it comes to stuff like that. So that's money. And you got to renew these policies, and you have to pay some money out on certain things. So I get all areas. When it comes to that. So yeah, accountability is huge. And coming into 2021, I was like, I came up with the phrase like accountability is sexy. It's like how you be like, oh, this car is sexy. It's dope. Accountability is sexy too. So
I like that.
Yeah.
It's different. It's real different, but you think about it, it definitely does make sense. That's the thing. I mean, so mainly because it's us. Well, there's three of us right now, but there's a total of four of us on this podcast. We started a group chat like a long time ago, and we all know that generally when we're in the group chat, like anything flies. Like we talk about anything, we'll start jumping on stuff, and then all of a sudden, we'll throw in a topic, and then all of a sudden, we start just debating that topic right there. And we're like, oh no, just wait, save it for the podcast, save it for this. But when that time frame comes up, like if you ain't got nothing to say, or you don't, like, for lack of a better word, you just don't show up. That all that time frame was like it was spent for nothing, basically, because we don't go back and look at what we said in the group chat. The group chat is basically, I guess, a separate chat. Nothing that we say in the group chat usually comes, to the show. And so the main thing I want to do, like with this podcast and with us, is that we kind of come in together. We get on one page. I mean, yes, we've made it to 50 episodes. These were the hardest episodes to kind of get through, because our communication in the group chat is one way. But when it comes to the show, it was a little bit different. We try to plan for stuff. Things come up. We try to get, topics taken care of. We try to do them early. I try to do them early on purpose so we're not, falling behind, figuring out, we should probably do this one. But what I want to do is basically get everybody on the same page. We know exactly what we're doing going forward, and we know exactly, what the topics are, things like that. So, like, if there ever comes a time where, I can't, do the show, I can't do a whole bunch of it, I can rely on one of y'all and be, have somebody be accountable for, just picking up, where I can't be at. And so that's one thing I want to get, on the same page with everybody going forward. But I mean, I do appreciate y'all, making it with me for 50 episodes. I mean, that's, like you said, that's not an easy thing to do because we all got, different lives and different schedules and whatnot. But at the same time, the first 50 episodes, if you listen to from the first one up until now, you can see how much the show has grown. And so from there, we gotta grow it. We gotta grow it more. We gotta, expand it more. We gotta do more to make it be something bigger than what it actually is right now. So,
and in that too, if you owe somebody some money, pay them. Be accountable. Pay their ass.
I think y'all owe some money.
All right.
We got Chef Uriel that came up in the building. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Chef?
What's going on?
Hey, what up? What up?
So you come in on the tail end of this one. We were talking about accountability and the importance of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What you got as far as accountability?
Or what it means to you?
For me, when you're able to take ownership when something go right, you should be able to take the same ownership, but when something go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things I need for my daughter to do. Like, she'll have every excuse in the world about why something didn't get done, but wouldn't take ownership because she just didn't do it. So adults have that same issue. So that's the number one thing, taking ownership.
Definitely.
I like that.
That's a good one. Cause the three to four of us, we all got kids. We all actually, the three of us have daughters too. And so we all can deal with the same exact thing where I told my daughter, yesterday, 2 days ago, I was like, all you gotta do, because I gave her an allowance. She got a little debit card, the kid's debit card. I was like, look, all you gotta do today, all you gotta do
Rich.
I was like, back in the floor. That's all you gotta do. She was like, all right. She's like, you gonna pay me for it? I was like, look, you get it done. We'll talk about that later. I get home, the house is completely clean. Everything looked good. I asked my wife, I was like, look, is she vacuum this floor? No. I'm looking at her. My wife looking at her is like, you had one thing to do all day. And like, you couldn't vacuum the floor? Like, it's a hardwood floor, but there's a big carpet on it. You couldn't vacuum the floor? It wasn't even light on the carpet. All you had to do is vacuum the floor. And so, like you said, Jeff, is, it's kids, they we was all kids at one point. We all had excuses for why we didn't do stuff and things like that. But at the same time, if you want something as children, if our kids want something, we make them, they got to either clean up, they got to do something to earn that money or earn our respect to, have us do something for them. It's the same thing with adults, sadly, that they kind of do the same thing. It's like, people, everybody is supposed to be used to a certain extent. But a lot of people kind of overuse, their friendship and kind of take advantage of it. And that's where things get, kind of twisted. That's where a lot of friendships and relationships in like the Black community go sideways. And you can see this with like any type of thing. There's a lot of people, you screw me over one time, it's like, oh no, it's like F that dude. I ain't messing with them. I don't rock with them no more. All it takes is one time for a lot of people. And so you just don't want to be that person that's kind of overusing your friendship and what they offer you to your, something for your gain. And then all of a sudden you kind of, oh, I'm gonna do my own thing now. I ain't gonna, get him a shout out. I ain't gonna say thank you or whatever. And it's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna just kind of cut them off and do what I gotta do. And that's where a lot of relationships kind of go sour most of the time.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like balancing a checkbook. You know what I mean? It's give and take, checks and balances. And if it ain't balanced, you know what I mean? Shit's gonna be off. So the same thing with relationships and friendships and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're right about that, 100%.
Right. So I think what we're gonna do, Chef, you might just stay on with us. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and we got another one to shoot in just a couple minutes. So thank y'all for
Okay.
tuning in for the 50th episode. It was a good one. We had our
Bravo.
surprise guest, a new guest host, kind of join in on us. We
Okay.
got Chef URL coming at the end. He's gonna join us for the second one. And so thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, we are the voice of the PDX, and we will see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.